Okay, y'all, hey. I'm so bad about consistently posting. It happens. The breakouts happen to everyone, obviously. And some people are lucky, I guess, and maybe don't ever. But I actually had really clear skin growing up. And as a teenager, didn't have a lot of acne and breakouts. Um, but after having kids, it's gotten increasing. I would say since switching to the Monate hair and skincare, I have had better skin than ever, better hair than ever, and lots of other improvements because I'm also using wellness products from Monate. So what I wanted to share with you though is how I deal with it when I get the breakouts, okay? So obviously we know that there's several causes to breakouts, okay? It can be hormonal imbalance, which usually I break out around my cycle. So I expect that. It used to be more along my hairline or my jawline, down here by my chin or the jaw. In fact, this mole, I didn't always have that mole. I feel like I popped a couple pimples there over a couple of years in high school, and then one day I just looked and there's a mole there. So whatever that means. I don't pretend to be a dermatologist or anything like that. So please don't take this as prescription advice. This is just my experiences, my loves, my go-tos, and what I wanted to share with you. Also, besides hormones, it can be in the diet that we're eating. I notice if I eat a lot more sugary stuff, it's hard to get rid of the breakouts. I don't know that it necessarily causes them for me, but it definitely does not make it any easier to get rid of them if I'm eating high sugar foods in my diet. Another thing that can cause it is obviously clogged pores and whatnot. So that is why I love my Be Balanced line, because I'm not having the breakouts everywhere randomly like I used to. It's targeted, and I'll tell you why I think this is here, okay? I do the Ipsy Glam Bag, love it. If you have it, you know you love it too, I'm sure. I got a contour stick in one of my Ipsy Glam bags, and after using it, the very next day, I had a line of breakouts right where I'd put the stick on this side of my face, but not this side. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt. I used it a couple more times and the breakouts came back every single time. Now when I hormonally break out around my cycle, it's here and only here. It seems like, whatever all that means. I don't know, but I'm just telling you my experience. So on top of that, hormones, whatever I clogged my pores with and put on my skin that I shouldn't have put on my skin. P.S. If you're looking for a really good makeup line that is naturally based but beautiful and just accentuates who you are, check out Savvy Minerals by Young Living. I'm also a consultant for Young Living, and I would be happy to help you match colors and things like that if you're interested. So feel free to drop some comments for that. And if you already know all about Savvy Minerals by Young Living, then you know, drop some love that it's good stuff. Anyways, so I use my Be Balanced foaming cleanser. Okay, I love this stuff. It's a beautiful color. I've shown it on my channel before. Sorry, I'm using my natural light in my window. It's hard to see because it's bright, but it's white. It's very shimmery white, very soft, and it foams up so nicely. I feel so smooth. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Let me show step one. So recently I started using the microdermabrasion or whatever microblading they call this now, microblading, I don't know. It's a razor blade. And I just slough off the layer. It'll get peach fuzz around like my mustache area, little whiskers I may get down here. No shame in my game. That's who I am. God made me this way. That's just what it is. But it's unsightly, and I go in between my eyebrows because I don't really tweeze. I used to think that I needed to, and actually they're thinning now because I'm in my mid-30s, and I'll never forget my college age or like high school age cousin at the time, a couple kids ago, told me that my eyebrows were on fleek. And I'm like, ooh, is that good? Like, because when I was in high school, I had bushy eyebrows that everybody told me I needed to tweeze, you know, and now it's like that's in. So whatever, you do you, boo, okay? You want to tweeze, you tweeze. You wax, go ahead, that's fine. I use this, just kind of clean up the area, get the dead skin off, trying not to slice open tender areas, but going around and getting all the excess gunk off of my face gets me a deeper clean. Then I go in with my foaming cleanser from Monate. We have a Be Balanced, Be Purified, and Be Gentle line for sensitive skin. So there's 3 different lines to choose from, and each line has their own pieces, right? There's more than one item per line. Then step 2, which this was an additional purchase. This was not a part of the line, but it's something that I highly recommend to everyone to add to the lines. Don't mind me. I'm kneeling on my child's stool that they use to wash their hands at the bathroom sink. And I have arthritis, and so my knees were hurting, so I put a towel down, and you don't care, but just letting you know. Purified. Berry Refined Scrub. I smelled this at my launch party because my best friend Emily, who is my upline, had some, and it just smelled so good that I wanted to eat it. I will tell you, I've had this jar. When did I get this jar? Gosh, you guys, at least 6 months ago. At least 6 months ago. I only use it once a week after the cleanser. This is step 2, once a week. Not hard. I don't always do it the same time that I do the microblading, but today I did because I have issues that I'm really trying to rectify. So this is the beautiful color and consistency here. It's very smooth, very soft. Almost melts in your fingers a little bit, kind of reminiscent of how I feel like coconut oil feels. Like it's a solid, you can grip it, but then it's so smooth, it starts melting in. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. So you massage just a little bit of this in. It's got these beautiful little, I keep saying beautiful, but it just is so beautiful. And sorry, I wanted to see what the little tiny, because I thought it told me. What the little tiny seeds are that are in it. I can't remember, you guys. Do you know? Is this pomegranate? Do cranberries have seeds? Like, what is this little seeds in here? It smells good. It feels good, guys. It's exfoliating, but it's not harsh. It's not sandy and like rough. It's really nice. And when you put it on, you rub it on in circular motions, of course, and then you let it sit for a minute or 2 before rinsing it off with warm water. The warm water is important because warm water opens the pores, dilates them up, and so they can rinse and clear out better. When you use cold water, cold water would help with like inflammation, but you want to do that at the end. You want to rinse with warm water first, get all of the gunk out. Same as like if you're wetting your face before you start washing, use warm water, open up the pores, get them all ready to expel the gunk. And then the final rinse, you could probably use some cool water and to tighten that back up. Now, some people would recommend against that because you're going to be adding your other products next. You want them to absorb good and create that healthy barrier on your skin. So the cold water rinse, that's up to you. I like to do it because it helps with any sagging or wrinkles. It helps tighten. And now it's a 2-part video because I touched my earbud and shut my camera off. Anyways, so step 2 of the normal Be Balanced line, but step 3 or 4 in the process today is the Revitalizing Essence for your skin. This will replace toner. This is a water treatment. You can use your cotton pads or put just a couple of drops between your palms and press it on there and just really extra hydrate the skin. I do the backs of my hands because I'm in my mid-30s and I notice that my hands are looking older and older all the time as well. So why not let them have the same benefits that I'm giving my face? The next step in the Be Balanced line, so the third item in the Be Balanced line, is the Rewind Age Control Nectar. Okay, sorry if they're blurry, if there's a glare, I'm just trying to work with the best lighting for the video. Now this is almost done. My pump is almost empty, but I just take one pump, rub it between my hands, and I start gently with my forehead, always focusing on the lines of the face and how they run, so that way I'm not dragging, pulling, stretching, or wrinkling my skin in unnecessary directions. I've seen how-to videos on it. I'm not versed enough to say, here, do it this way. I do what feels natural. I do what feels gentle for my skin, and I go from there. So do what you feel most comfortable with as well. The next thing that I'm going to do, okay guys, sorry that it's in so many pieces. Mom life, right? I'm a mom first, always. The next item of the routine today, and again, I'm doing all the steps, guys. I'm pulling out all the stops because it's my once a week time to do some of these things, and so it's not this complicated every day. This is also, again, I'm dealing with some skin issues and flare-ups, so I'm trying to target and better treat all of my skin at once, so that way it can do what it needs to do to get back to normal. So the next step I'm going to do right now is, I got this in a travel size bottle because with Monat, when you're a VIP or a market partner like me, this is called C Radiance, okay? When you are a VIP or market partner, see how much I still have left? I've had this forever. You get to have an only for you product of the month. And usually there's a couple of items to choose from, and you can select what you want. Now they might sell out in the month, so if you order at the end of the month, you might only have one option left. But they have some full-size products, others are travel size, but they're perfect because they're free, and you get them and you get to try the different products, see what works for you, and just fall in love with stuff without having to spend the big bucks to invest in all of it all at once. Then I am going to use the final step of the, whoops, I took the lid off already, of the Be Balanced line. So the 4 original products, we've got the cleanser, the water treatment, which is to replace toner, the Rewind Age Control Nectar, and now step 4 here is the Be Balanced Lightweight Moisturizer. Okay, now this I'm almost out of, so I will be getting, everything's getting low, but for some reason I've used the Age Rewind Control Nectar and the moisturizing cream here to almost capacity. And I don't know if that's because I live in Indiana. I don't know if that's because of my DNA, that I just have extra dry skin, but for whatever reason, those are the products I'm going through a lot. So let's wrap it up. I've got everything on my face now, and I'll just go back over real quick. Oh, I did forget one thing. Okay, so we've got our Be Balanced line. That is my everyday skincare. The foaming cleanser, the Skin Revitalizing Essence, which is a water treatment, the Rewind Age Control Nectar, and the Be Balanced Lightweight Moisturizer. So these are my daily skin uses. I know lots of women who use more products than this every day. I know some women who don't use near this many in a week. It doesn't matter what other people do. do you. So if you feel like you need to get your skin under control, if you feel like you need to love your skin and nurture it so it can love you back, let's get you started on something. Even if it's not an entire lineup like this, you can still get individual items from the line on their own, or start with something else, like the berry scrub that I showed you today, or the C Radiance in a full size to help lighten up dark spots, even out skin tone, and even help with fine lines and wrinkles. The last product that I want to show you actually isn't from Monat at all. It's from Young Living, which again, I do Monat and I do Young Living both. Melrose. It's an essential oil. If you know anything about real essential oils, not every essential oil is actually technically a therapeutic essential oil. I just did one of those, got some on my finger, and now I'm spot treating just the major breakout because it's a little drying. But I have been putting this on morning and night, twice a day. Today is day 3, and it's already down from where it was, but I'm very excited. This is a very skin-friendly oil. We use this a lot. This is labeled as a regular essential oil, so you can diffuse it in a diffuser. You can inhale it aromally. You can apply it topically like I just did here. And I have even ingested this oil. Now, because of the FDA being the FDA, we relabeled some of our bottles to show vitality. It would be a white bottle and it would say vitality across the bottom. And that is to show you that it is safe for internal consumption. The blend properties of the oil don't change, just the label. You know why? Because Young Living really is 1000% pure. I know, 100% pure. They take every standard and go above. They hold themselves, like Monat, to European standards and not to the American FDA. And so they hold themselves to higher quality, and their quality control is legit. Young Living offers the seed to seal promise, which shows you from the time a seed is planted in the ground, harvested, distilled, bottled, and shipped to your door, you know every step of the process, so you can feel good about where your stuff is coming from. Young Living also owns their own farms all over the world, so they are not buying product from other places. They don't treat their farms with pesticides, they use their oils. And it's such a great company to be a part of. We have been with Young Living now for about 8 years. It'll be 8 years in January, actually. And Monat will be 2 years in April. Is it 2 years? 2 years in April. I couldn't remember if it was going to be 2 or 3 years, but it's 2 years in April for Monat. So if you love harnessing nature to work for you the way God intended it to all along, and not have to stress so much about supply and demand, because Young Living is out of Utah and Monat is out of Texas. I might have got the state wrong on Monat. Let me look at a Monat bottle now. Okay, yep, it's shipped out of Florida. Okay, so I was wrong. It's not Texas. It was shipped out of Florida, but they're both American made, okay? So I said Young Living owns their farms even all over the world because they get sacred frankincense from Israel, and they're the only company that's allowed to farm it there. So big things like that. But both are made in-house in America, and you won't have the supply and demand shortages and shipping issues that you will with other companies, as well as just knowing that you are putting the best things in your body to make your body work and look its best, so you feel your best. And when you feel your best, you're going to give your best to everyone around you. So again, my main mission of my page is not to sell you something. It's to show you about my life, show you what I do, share that stuff. but it's mostly to share love, spread kindness, be light, give hope, and bring joy, because I am prayerfully blessed, and I hope that you are prayerfully blessed too. So be on the lookout for announcements coming about an event in February. You will not want to miss it. But in the meantime, if you have questions about anything you saw in this video, including me or my kids, or if you want to get your hands on some Young Living or Monate, hit me up, drop some comments, and let's see what we can do to get you started on the right foot going into the new year. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed.